Certain occurrences are so unbelievable that if they weren't caught on tape, you wouldn't believe them. In this video, we give you 10 moments you wouldn't believe if they weren't filmed. Number 10. Surfing with a shark. Surfing, a popular pastime and celebrated sport where a rider, often referred to as a surfer, rides on the face of a moving wave using a surfboard. Some people surf as a recreational activity while others make it a central focus in their lives. Pro surfer Mick is one such person. Fanning is a former professional surfer who won the 2007, 2009, and 2014 ASP World Tour on the 19th of July 2015. He attended the J-Bay Open 2015 finals in Jeffreys Bay, South Africa. 2 minutes into the competition, he felt something tugging at his board. He soon realized that he was being attacked by a shark. If you look clearly at the video, you can see a fin and a tail thrashing in the water. As soon as he realized what was happening, like anyone's need for self-preservation, he tried fighting it off. Luckily for him, the race officials were speeding to his rescue. He swam towards them, and he managed to make it out alive. 2 years later, he experienced the same ordeal and decided it was time to retire. Number 9. Burj Khalifa base jump. The Burj Khalifa in Dubai is the tallest building in the world at 2,717 feet. It is known to hold many prestigious events so that people continue to watch what they are doing. One particular event was a base jump that even broke the Guinness World Record for the highest base jump from a building. This happened in 2014. In association with a local skydiving association, they organized for 2 base jumpers to jump off their building. The base jumpers, with red smoke trailing behind them, circled the giant building with a beautiful scenery of the desert city. What else could beat the exhilarating feeling of flying off the side of a building in wingsuits? Number 8. Sinkhole opens up in the road. A sinkhole, also known as a doline or cenote, is a depression or hole in the ground caused by some form of collapse of the surface layer. Sinkholes are cavities in the ground that form when water erodes an underlying rock layer. Without rock to support it, the soil layer collapses and creates a hole in the surface. Land made of a soft underground rock layer such as rock salt or limestone are often riddled with sinkholes. Since the rock layer is easily dissolved, rocks, buildings, and other types of construction may cause water to collect in certain areas and wash away the supporting rock layer. This means that a sinkhole can unexpectedly pop up in the middle of a built-up area. This sinkhole that sucked up a concrete mixer in Russia is one example. If it had been any bigger, the consequences would have been dire, the authorities say. Number 7. Plane flies very close to a building. In Nashville, Tennessee, there was a plane that happened to be flying alarmingly low. It flew very close to the buildings and made the residents feel unsafe. The plane flew around for half an hour and skimmed the tops of buildings. This made the people of Nashville very weary, enough to make multiple calls to the authorities. They later found out that this was training exercise in preparation for the celebration of the inauguration of the new governor. Although the pilot had precise control, people were not amused, and they were warned about the reckless flight path. The fear caused by the rehearsal was in vain as the actual celebration was canceled due to bad weather. Number 6. Makeup during an Earth. July 5th, 2010, Ali J was doing the thing most normal to her, shooting a makeup tutorial. She woke up that day expecting to do what many of her age were doing, but she had no idea what the world had in store for her. While she was applying her lipstick, her room started shaking violently. She was experiencing the strongest earthquake of the year. Although it only lasted a few seconds, you can be sure that it was just as scary as it was surprising. You can see the terror on her face, and no, I'm not referring to her makeup. The chances of the earthquake happening are so remote that it would have been unbelievable if not caught on camera. Number 5. Lightning hits a tree. Contrary to the common expression, lightning can and often does strike the same place twice. Even if it doesn't, it only needs to strike once to have catastrophic effects. The Bryson Lake Lodge in Quebec, Canada, can attest to that. In August 2017, the guests at the lodge were urged to stay inside due to an approaching storm. The workers at the lodge set up a camera to record it passing by. As beautiful as the lightning might look in the sky, it looks on scarier stance as it nears the earth. Lightning strikes a tree in the courtyard, causing shards of wood and debris to fly. The tree's canopy lands on the roof of a cabin, damaging the roof. Luckily, no one inside was injured, but they could have been different had they decided not to heed the caretaker's warnings. Number 4. Fighter jet. Ryan Melville, a pilot in the Australian Air Force, is known to push jets to their limits. In 2017, he decided to show just how far he could go by deciding to fly in the Gold Coast 600 in Australia. With screaming crowds ready to see him achieve the great feat, this annual car race follows route around a temporary track around the city, and he's usually done in the car, but Melville decided to take it a step farther by showing his amazing control of his Hawk 127 in acrobatic displays for spectators. This must have been exhilarating experience for the two members in the cockpit, as the low-flying jet was weaving through buildings in a built-up area so close to the ground. Number 3. Antares rocket explosion. As many countries develop farther, it is not uncommon to see them sending rockets into space. Rocket launches are unbelievable sights worth seeing at least once in a lifetime. That's why it's normal to see many people gathered to watch them when they happen. On the 28th of October 2014, Antares launched a rocket that was bound for the International Space Station. Things went wrong. An unmanned rocket that was carrying tens of millions of dollars worth of supplies and hardware to the International Space Station exploded into a fireball only seconds after lifting off. The 139-foot-tall Antares rocket fell back to the ground near the launch pad, triggering a second, larger explosion. The glow from the accident was visible for miles up and down the coast, but because of the safeguards in place, no one was injured. Number 2. Tightrope walking. Tightrope walking is the skill of walking along a thin wire or rope. It has a long tradition in various countries and is commonly associated with the circus. Acrobats maintain their balance by positioning their center of mass directly over their base of support. Tightrope walking is very popular in China, and they are known to hold regular competitions to show acrobats and precautionaries to show off their skills. In a competition held in the Hunan province, almost 3,000 feet wide, there was suspended 100 feet in the air, with no safety net and nothing but the ocean below them. Practitioners had to walk, and some others skilled enough even ran across the wire. The practitioners have to rely on their steady feet and balance to help them across the wire. Part of the competition includes timing the contestants to see who can make it across the fastest. Walking at such speeds, not everyone makes it across. One of the competitors fell but managed to land with one leg on each side of the wire. He was then able to stand up and finish the course. Not everyone was this lucky. Everyone who wasn't lucky enough to make it across landed in the water where people in boats were ready to pick them up, although they might have landed in the ocean. Falling into water at that height is not considered pleasant. Number 1. The lion saves wildebeest. The lion is the second largest member of the family of cats, nicknamed King of the Jungle. The lion is a magnificent animal that is found in savannas and woodlands of Africa, northern India, and southern parts of Eurasia. The lion is one of Africa's apex land predators, so it does come as a surprise to see that it would fight to save the life of a baby wildebeest. Considering how territorial they are, probably not. In this video, a baby wildebeest, also known as a calafaas, has been separated from its herd. It's then surrounded by a group of hyenas ready to jump in for the kill. The calf, terrified, begins to move around in circles as it's unsure where to go. The hyenas move in for the kill, but the calf is not willing to give up that easily and manages to avoid their advances. The hyenas begin to chase the wildebeest, knowing that it wouldn't be able to keep this up forever. Just then the situation becomes dire. A lion charges in to defend the wildebeest. The hyenas wait to see what will happen, but instead of attacking the prey, the lion attacks the head hyena and manages to defeat it with ease. The hyenas decide to back off and look for other prey. That wasn't crazy enough. Wait and see what happens. The calf is later seen approaching the lion while it rests in the shade. It snuggles up against the lion, but instead of attacking it, the lion treats it like one of its own. That's it for today's video. Please make sure to drop a like for more videos and subscribe to stay tuned.